Hello, welcome to our video. I'm going to make simple chocolate chip cookies that are always a favourite with the family. So first of all, you need your margarine in a pan, or a mixing bowl rather. And I have actually used 150 grams. I've doubled up this recipe, obviously just to make a few more. And then you will need brown sugar. And you also need 150 of brown sugar. Okay. The other ingredients are 2 eggs with some vanilla essence, which I've whisked together already. Remember, I'm doubling up this recipe. You will need some self-raising flour, and that is 300 mils. And normally when I put it in, I'll sieve it. And you will either need some chocolate chips, which are easy to find from your supermarket. You can use dark chocolate chips or milk, or you can use cake covering milk chocolate, just broken up, which I've also done. And then there I've got 200 grams because I've doubled up the recipe. So first of all, you will mix together, cream together your sugar and your margarine. Obviously, if you leave your margarine out a bit longer, it doesn't take quite as long because it's softer, and obviously in a warm place makes it even better, which is ideal in the kitchen, because if you've got the oven on, it will be like that. This just takes a little bit of time to do, so just bear with me. I mean, you can use a mixer, but you're only really doing it very basically, so I wouldn't bother with this. But if I was making a cake, I would probably use a mixer at this stage. You just want it to be as light and fluffy as possible, really. So that's that done, okay. As you can see, that's quite light and fluffy. Okay, yeah. And then you beat in the eggs and the vanilla essence, which I've already beaten together, so I'm literally just going to pour them in. Okay. And then just mix that round. It will be quite liquidy at this point, but don't worry, it's just part of the recipe. Obviously, once you put the flour in, it will thicken up a bit more. Okay, you need to make sure that you mix really well. It looks actually at this moment in time, it looks like it's curdling. Anyone that does baking will understand what I mean, but it doesn't actually really matter, quite frankly, at this moment. That's not going to make any difference to the recipe at all. So then you stir in the flour, and I always sieve my flour. I think it makes the recipe better if you sieve. So I put a little bit in at a time. Okay. I'm just using a tablespoon, but whatever you've got available. Any spoon will do, whatever. Okay. Just stir a little bit in. And then you just mix it round. Nice and slowly. Okay. Doesn't take that long, really. Bit more in. Go a bit mad. Put a lot of it in. Don't take as long to make them. Okay.
So how many cookies will this make?
Oh, I don't know actually.
You doubled it up.
The recipe, you just have to, when you get to the finished stage, it's a bit like a sort of, you'll see the consistency is quite thick, and you actually you make small balls from the mixture and put it on a baking tray. Okay, so it depends how big your balls are, really. Pardon the pun.
Cookie balls, yeah.
Right, so put the rest of your flour in. And once you've put your flour in and it's mixed, you then put your chocolate in, yeah? Okay.
At the end of the video, we'll see how many we're able to make with this. We usually make a few more, don't we?
Yeah, just bear in mind that I've actually doubled up the recipe. Yeah. Okay.
So 150 grams, normally 75.
Yeah, it would normally be 75, but I've just doubled it up because obviously it makes more and it doesn't take you as long.
Yeah, it's coming together though.
Yeah, it is. So now what you need to do now is put your chocolate chips or your broken up chocolate in. Yeah, okay. I've never actually done it with dark chocolate, but I should think it's quite nice. But my family prefer milk chocolate, so that's what I use. Okay, but cooking chocolate, nothing else, nothing too fancy. I don't know if you used ordinary chocolate, you know what you eat. I don't know how that would come out, but it doesn't matter. They're just as nice like this. Put the rest of the chocolate in, yeah. Okay.
So we've quickly whittled all this down.
Yeah, we have.
Single.
I find it's better just to get everything prepared first, everything weighed out, and then you can just put it all in together. As you can see, it's getting quite thick. Yeah? Which is what you want, okay?
And this video will be in a few parts because obviously it's a multi-step process.
Just make sure that you've mixed everything in well, okay? At this stage it's quite thick, okay? And you will find it's quite moist. So what I do is I usually use, when I'm rolling the balls out, I'll normally use some flour, just a little bit to stop things sticking. Okay, so I've got my baking sheets ready already and greased, okay, whatever baking sheet you've got. Yeah, so what I'll do is a bit of flour, and what I'll do is I'll take a little bit in my hand. I mean, probably walnut size is probably the best size, I would think. Yeah, so all I'll do is I'll roll and then I'll put on the baking sheet, yeah.
I'll just get a little close up of that, just so you're wondering. That's all we're sort of looking at.
Okay, another one. Need to space them out a little bit, okay. But what I tend to do is just see how many I can actually get on a tray, yeah. Okay. But do make sure that your baking sheet is greased, okay, because otherwise it will be quite difficult when you go to get them out, when they're cooked and out of the oven. It's a bit difficult to get them actually off the tray without breaking them up. Okay. Yep. Simple, this recipe. Kids could make it. Ideal little thing to do in the afternoon with the kids. Get them interested in baking, especially in this time when we're all self-isolating in the house together. Yeah.
Okay, so we will come back to this. So obviously we're going to fill the baking trays up with them, and then we'll come back to them in the second part, and it'll be second and third part of the video.
Welcome back. Right, so you've got them on the baking tray, walnut size or approximately walnut size. And what you need to do now is you need to put your finger in the middle just to flatten them down on the tray, okay? Just a finger, a thumb, doesn't particularly matter which one. Just flatten them out a little bit on the tray, okay?
They don't have to be perfect, do they?
No,
it's homemade.
No, so. Homemade, it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and I always think the more imperfect they are, the better, because they will taste just the same, regardless. Okay, you press them right down. All right. Okay. And then these need to go into a moderate oven, 180C, 350 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4 for about 10 to 15 minutes. My oven usually takes a little bit longer than that, but everybody's used to their oven. So depending on what your oven's like, you may need to leave them in a little bit longer. But I suggest that you actually look at them about 10 to 15 minutes just to make sure that they're not burning. So just a recap on the ingredients that we've used. So we've used 150 grams of margarine, 150 grams of brown sugar, 2 eggs, it says size 4, but whatever you've got in your fridge will do, a few drops of vanilla essence, 300 grams of B-Rose self-raising flour, pinch of salt, 200 grams of chocolate chip or cooking chocolate chopped up. Okay, and this recipe is a B-Row recipe, and it's from a little recipe book that I've had for many years. So we will show you what they're like when they come out of the oven.
So normally the recipe is half of what we've used. So you would get 12 cookies. Obviously, because we've doubled it, we've got 24. So if you are thinking about making this is what you can expect.
Yeah, and most of these items you will find in your kitchen anyway. Thank you. I hope that helps everyone. We'll come back again once they've been cooked and you can see the finished result. Hello, welcome back. As you can see, the chocolate chip cookies are now out of the oven and they look quite nice, although I say it myself. I left mine in for a bit longer than 10 to 15 minutes. I left mine in probably about 20-25 minutes, but my oven, as I said, is slightly different, and everybody knows what their oven is like, so you just sometimes have to play it by ear a little bit, but just do keep an eye on them, because otherwise they could burn very easily. I've just let them cool just a little bit, and then I'm just going to use a slice. Any old slice will do. I tend to use this one that I've got here. Lift them off. Hopefully you should be able to lift them off easily, and just put them onto a wire rack to totally cool. And there you have it. Chocolate chip cookies. Easy to make for everybody, including the kids, and something to do while we're in social isolating. Hope you find it interesting. Thank you.